Hello.
Hey,
Hi.
everybody.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, dog. It's Friday. Oh, it's a special thank dog. It's Friday today.
Happy TDIF, everyone. We are
Yeah.
so excited.
Yeah, I know. It's so excited. We got our party streamers up. We're happy. Today is our 100th episode of Thank Dog. It's Friday. I can't, Hillary, where did the time go?
Time flies.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And for everybody that's been with us since the beginning, thank you so much. We're very grateful for you. We're going to have a party today. We're going to celebrate the whole time. We're going to be crafting and doing all kinds of fun stuff. So hi, everybody. If you don't know who we are, I am Patty Quinn, and I'm here with the amazing and wonderful Hillary Buchholz.
Hey, everybody.
We are the co-founders of We Heart Hounds. And if you don't know already, oh my gosh, you're in for a real treat. We are here every Friday doing all kinds of wonderful, fun things in love of our pups and in honor of our pups and all pups everywhere, all furry creatures everywhere, furry four-legged friends. Their recipes, their crafts, there's, all kinds of good stuff. And there's a huge long playlist. So if you're new to us, please check it out. If you know of any dog moms or dog dads that would be interested in having some fun with us, please sprinkle the love. We would certainly appreciate that. But today is our 100th episode. I'm so excited about this. And we're going to do a giveaway. We've got a party going, so we got to give some prizes away. We got to give some party favors away. So we have a huge giveaway. We're going to announce the winners at the end of the tutorial, the end of our little craft project. It won't take long. It's just a few minutes. So please stay tuned. And to find out if you're the winner, we've got two winners, and they're going to win a 3-Dog Bakery. They're cheddar cheese and apple fig Newtons for pups.
Awesome.
They're so cute. It's a brand new cookie that 3-Dog Bakery has. I just thought those were irresistible. And then for your pups that love peanut butter and banana, and what dog doesn't love peanut butter and banana? We have these original bakery dog woofer treats from 3-Dog Bakery. So we've got 2 big prizes to give away at the end of our craft. So stay tuned for that. I'm super excited. Super fun. I had fun shopping for them. So and we're going to have fun giving them away. So anyway, so today's craft is another fun Dollar Tree doggy DIY. And it's basically just a few, I was going to say there's just a few elements. There's actually quite a few supplies, but mostly it's kind of like tools and scissors and things like, that kind of stuff.
Most of the stuff you're going to have on hand, but this is the part that you're going to run to Dollar Tree to grab.
Yeah, exactly. So you're going to want to go to Dollar Tree and get their stretched canvas. This would work. Well, no, it wouldn't work on their non-stretched canvas. You do want the stretched canvas with the staples and everything on the back. They have different sizes, so that's what would work. Any size that you find. They have smaller ones. I think they're like 5x7. Oh my gosh! Al, thank you so much for being with us today. Yay! Oh, I'm super excited. We have a winner, a winning prize for the first person who is going to comment today. So I'm super excited. You are going to win the craft project that we make today. So I have made 2, so I'm giving one away, and you and Bubbles in Alaska. I was thinking of Missy. Bubbles in Alaska will get a chance to win it, and I'm super excited. I hope you enjoy it. I'll get in touch with you, and we'll get your address after the live. So congratulations, you were one of our first winners today.
Congrats!
Yeah, that's awesome. So we've got the stretch canvas, and this one's 8x10. Hillary, I've got
a 6x8.
6x8. There's 5x7. I don't know if they go bigger than 8x10. Anyway, the rectangle's fine. If you get their 8x8 square, I think that would work as well. Yep. So you just want to get that $1. I mean, this is really cool to get a stretch canvas like that for $1. And then you're going to want to find some of your scrapbook papers. I have this is left over from my project. So just kind of coordinating scrapbook papers. Hillary's got a book that makes it super easy because those are all coordinating.
These books I have a couple of them here, but I found these at Michael's. They had a huge clearance sale, so I definitely recommend. They can be kind of spendy when they're just regular any old time, but they definitely go on clearance, and there's all kinds of different, styles and things like that. So grab them when they're on clearance. You get 2 sheets of each of the ones that they have in here. And it's great because, as Patty mentioned, they all coordinate. It's fantastic for crafts.
Makes it really easy, really easy. And then you're going to need some Mod Podge, some paint that's kind of a brownish color. We're going to kind of do a fake staining technique today. Some scissors and brushes, some wet wipes, and then we have a template of this love design that is just so cute. Now, if you've been watching us for a while, you might recognize this. We used this for our Halloween pumpkin decorating last year, but thought it would be a great way to repurpose this. It's free, so we're going to put a tutorial together on our website. It'll be up later today, and you can download this. And Hillary made it in both 8x10 and the 6x8 size, so you don't have to resize it. All right, thank you, Hillary. That was awesome. So all you have to do is print one out, and then
hey, Raina. Hey, Michelle. Thanks
hi,
for joining us.
Hi. Oh, hi, Al. Oh, yeah. That was a hidden giveaway surprise, and you won. So you're very welcome. Bubbles in Alaska are more than worthy of winning a prize. So we're super happy you guys won. So the next thing you're going to do, those are the main kind of things, and we'll talk about some of the other little supplies that you need later. So the first thing you're going to do is take your, unwrap your canvas, and as you notice, there are staples on the back along the edge here, and you're going to want to we're going to take the canvas off. We're going to actually do a reverse canvas technique, which is really kind of cool. We're going to take advantage of this wooden frame and really highlight it in our decor. And so you're going to take a razor, an X-Acto knife, and you're going to cut along the outside of the staples. So just on the edge, the outer edge of the staples. And that'll make it really easy. Once you take your razor and go all the way around, you're going to end up with canvas, right? You've got your staples here. I ended up taking my staples out. Hillary has hers. So either way, you don't need to take your staples out. If you do take your staples out, there's a staple in each of the corners that holds the wood together. You're going to want to keep that staple in place. But just cutting that razor edge all along makes it super easy to take your canvas off, right? Which is really neat. And there's a kind of a shinier white side or matte side, and then there's an oatmeal kind of textured side on the inside, and that's the side we're going to highlight today. So it's really kind of fun. All right. So then the next thing we're going to want to do is, and I forgot to bring something to protect the table, so I've got a scrap piece of paper here I'm just going to use to lay this down. The next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to do a staining technique. We're not using stain, though. We're using paint, which is really cool. You're basically going to take some paint, some acrylic paint, and I've got this chestnut color. Oh, you've got chalk paint.
Yep, perfect. I've got a chalk paint. Either thing will work just fine.
Works great. And then you're going to take some wet wipes or wet paper towel.
Yeah, I've got ear cleaning wipes for mine.
Sure. Hey, even better. What a great double purpose. And then basically you're going to, so you have a front and a back. So on the front side, the back has all the staples or the staple holes. We're not going to worry about painting that. We're just going to do the other 3 edges of the frame. All right. And then what's really neat about this technique is you just dab your finger, your wet wipe, into the paint, and you just want just the least little bit, and then you're just going to run it along the wood. And you're kind of painting as you go, but you're going to wipe it off, because what you want to do is see the grain in the wood. See how you can see the knots and the grain and all that really neat texture. So you're not trying to get it perfectly covered. I mean, you can if you'd like. It's totally your preference. But with this technique, you're just taking the least little bit, and I haven't even dipped my finger back in the paint, and look, it's still coming off. So you don't need a lot of paint for this.
And you can kind of go over like if it gets a little heavy in an area, just go over it again with that wet wipe and that'll kind of take some off. So you don't have to be too nervous. Like if you're like, oh my goodness, that's darker than I wanted it. Just rub it down again.
Yep. And vice versa. If there's spots that you want to cover. So what I noticed, there's some glue left in the corners, you'll see, and then it makes these funny spots. But all you need to do is take a little bit of paint and kind of dab it, and look, it magically disappears. So really easy technique, super easy to do. So we're just going to coat all the edges, all the sides with this, and it doesn't take very long. And I just love the resulting technique. It's really nice.
It turns out really pretty, and it's so easy. And you don't have to. It dries really quickly. You don't have to wait forever for anything to dry.
Well, and what's neat is that, you know, with stain, you're dealing with stuff that's hard to work with. It can be, you know, toxic ingredients or just sticky and, you know, messy to work with. It takes longer to dry. This gives you the look of a stain without having to work with stain itself, which is nice. All right. So Al, I'm working on yours right now. This is the one you're going to be getting. So I hope I don't mess up. I hope you like it. All right.
Just those little corner edges just take a little bit of extra attention just to make sure you get everything covered in the corners.
And if you like, you can also kind of sand down the little glue spots that are in the corners as well. Like I showed you, you can cover those up, but you can also sand some of that off to make it easier to cover. It's totally up to you. Sometimes the frames have little rough areas to them, so you could do a light little hand sanding. I mean, just the least little bit, so that it's smoother when you're trying to stain or paint. Makes that process easier to do as well. And I love that you can use any color. You can tell that, you know, Hillary's got a different color than I have. You can pick one that'll match your decor.
Yeah, and you don't have to go browns. You know, you could use like any color, and it'll still give that effect. It'll bring that grain out and gives it kind of a color washed effect.
Yeah, that would be really pretty. All right, I'm almost done here. I'd love to know if anybody else has done this technique before. Let's see what you think.
Or if you have other techniques that you've used that have worked really well to give that kind of rustic farmhouse look. Would be great to know.
All right, get in the corner there. Oh, that looks great. Yep. And there's mine. I love it. These are so sweet.
Awesome.
How easy was that? Like, that's nothing. And you've got this beautiful wood frame now to work with, and then a blank canvas that we can put whatever we want on it, which is really kind of cool. All right. I want to make sure I got all my little corners. I think so. Oh, there's a spot. Okay. So I could work on this all day. All right. So just all the little, you know, making sure everything's just right. All right. So then the next step is, let's set this aside and let this dry. And we're going to cut off the excess of our canvas next, because we don't need all this. We don't need the part that wrapped around the edge of the frame. We're just wanting that inner rectangle. And if you'd like, you can take your frame, set it on here, and trace it with a pencil. But really, the easiest thing to do is just follow that inner fold, that crease, and we're just going to cut along. We're going to cut along there. I'm just cutting off all the excess that we're not going to need. And it doesn't have to be exact. The size of this is actually going to be, it might actually be a little large in spots. So if you're not following the crease exactly, don't worry about it. It's no problem. Raina asked, do you put a poly on top after that? You can. Honestly, we just leave it rustic just to make that, one less step that you have to do. But if you want to add a nice sheen and keep it protected, certainly adding a polyurethane on top of that would be the way to go. And if you want to have it, hang it like in an outdoor space, maybe in a covered patio, kind of protected by the weather, you could use an outdoor poly. That would be cute if you want to put this on your, back patio, as long as there's an overhang, something kind of protecting it from the weather, because wood and water don't usually mix very well. But this would be really cute to hang outside on a back patio. All right, there we go. So we have our canvas now, and as I said, there's a kind of a white side that used to be the front, and then we have an oatmeal kind of looking textured side on the back, and that's the side we're going to use. Yep. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to turn our frame over so that you're looking at the bare side, the side that we didn't stain, right? That has all the staples. And we're going to glue just the top half. I'll hold this up again. Just glue across the top and maybe the first inch or two down. Okay. And then that will help. We're gonna stretch the canvas a little bit. We're gonna make sure that it's nice and taut when we put it on top. Actually, if you want to put it on your frame first, just to make sure the size is right. If you've got a little excess, you can trim that off now if you want, or we can trim it off later.
Might trim just a smidge here.
I'm going to trim just that little bit.
Roberta says she has a feeling she'll be adding glitter to her frame, which I think would be awesome.
I love it. A little bling bling. That's awesome. I love it. All right. So to help have that taut, stretched canvas, and we will probably be trimming once it's glued on there in place anyway. We want the oatmeal side of the canvas down. You want to be looking at the white side, because when we're finished with it, we want that oatmeal on the inside of our frame. Okay, so make sure you've got the white side looking up at you. We'll put some hot glue on the top portion, just kind of right around the corners, across the top, and just down the edge, just a little bit. And then we'll place our canvas down. Trying not to glue your fingers as you go.
I don't know if I've ever used hot glue and not glued my fingers a bit.
I know. I know. All right. So as you can see, just have the top little portion there. That's just going to help line everything up so it doesn't go cockeyed, right, across the top. And again, you can kind of keep looking at it. I think I want to trim a little bit more off my base here. Try not to mess up, Al. I really want to make this special for you. All right. And then we're going to glue a little bit on one side, a couple more inches on one side, and then a couple more inches on the other side. And you're just going to kind of go back and forth and just kind of stretching and pulling as you go. Just to make sure everything lines up nicely. And not gluing your fingers again. Like every time I'm gluing my fingers. All right. Super. And then we'll just keep going back and forth, working our way down. I think it just doing this really does help. And you're kind of pulling at one end and pressing down on the edges with the other hand. Just trying to keep it as straight, as taut as possible.
Yeah, and you're kind of pulling across and down at the same time. So you're getting...
Yeah, and just take your time. The idea is just you don't want it to buckle. Yep. You don't want it to be floppy.
And it does have a little bit of give to it. So you can kind of, like if it starts to kind of seem like it's going a little bit crooked, you can kind of correct for that. So don't get nervous.
Yeah, no, it's actually pretty forgiving. It's pretty forgiving. And I've got just one little edge here that I want to trim now that it's all glued down. All right. All right. Looking good. All right. I don't know, that ladies, that glitter idea is sounding better and better. We'll have to do one with glitter. I love this because you can really, you have a blank canvas now. You can do anything you want with it. It's a really fun technique to use again and again. You know, you could put your kiddos or your dog's photo on here. You could paint on here. You could really do anything you want. It's the reverse canvas technique is a really fun one and so much prettier, right? Than kind of just the standard canvas. I mean, the standard canvas is nice too, but this really adds a lot of warmth. It makes it a little more rustic. It's made with love, all kinds of good stuff, right? Which is cool. So you should have your oatmeal kind of looking color on the inside now, and then the white on the back, nice and glued down and straight. Looks good. I love it. All right. I'm going to figure out what side do I want to the top and what do I want on the bottom. Kind of like that. All right. So once you kind of figure out what you want your top and bottom to be, you're going to take your printed template and you're going to cut out all of these letters and shapes. So I've got my L and my V and my E. I don't know if these are backwards.
And I actually printed them on a little bit thicker than just regular paper, but regular paper would work too. But we're going to use them as a stencil. So it helps if you've got something just a smidge thicker.
I used paper and it worked, but I was thinking I should have printed it on cardstock, would have made my life a little bit easier. But yeah, again, it totally worked with paper. All right. So once you have those cut out, throw that away. Once you have those cut out, then you're going to use those, as Hillary said, as stencils for your colored paper, your scrapbook paper. And then the trick with that, or something to keep an eye out for on that, is that originally I kind of had these lined up thinking, oh, I could use this for the L and this would coordinate better, really well with the paw print for this. And then this would flow nicely into that color and so on and so forth, as though the letters were all in a row. But remember, these are above and below. The letters are above and below. So if I used the first and the third letter colors, I should say, for the L and the V, then maybe that side would look really solid or really dark or really light, depending. So you want to kind of consider the scrapbook papers carefully as to where they're going to be laying out. I would recommend, if you had two solid colors, the L and the E would be solid, and then you'd have pattern colors papers for the other shapes, just to add some balance, right? Just kind of think about those kinds of things as you're cutting out your letters. And then Hillary has a tip.
Yeah, so because sometimes you're just not really going to know until you start getting things down. So as you set it down, then you can kind of see, like, is it balanced correctly? Do I have enough dark? Do I have enough light? So I actually I had to try a few different ones. So what I thought
Yeah.
was going to work perfectly, and if I had a dark background, it probably would have, but on that nice oatmeal background, I just needed a little bit more pops of color. So sometimes you're just going to have extra ones that you have to just kind of place and see how they work, and then,
Yep.
move things around and adjust as needed.
Yep, exactly. So then you're going to lay them all out just to make sure that the spacing looks good and kind of give yourself a good visual cue as to where you're going to place them when it's all said and done. But then you're going to take those off, grab a brush and your Mod Podge, and we're going to Mod Podge. Our image doesn't take up the entire square footage of our canvas. It's really only going to be centrally, spaced. So you don't have to get your Mod Podge up against the edge of the canvas. You won't even see the Mod Podge when it's all said and done. Now, my Mod Podge does have a satin sheen to it. So if you have a gloss, that I would probably recommend maybe going with satin. Yeah, that's not so shiny, so you don't have to cover every last little square inch of your canvas, but just the main interior where your letters are going to go is where you want to put just a nice thin layer of Mod Podge, nothing too thick. And you want to make sure that it doesn't have any bubbles in it and things like that.
And this will just help to kind of glue it down. So
yep,
and then
exactly.
We'll be putting another layer on top, so that'll help secure everything. So
exactly,
that's why you can go kind of thin on this first one.
Yeah, I have little glue strands here for my hot glue. All right, and you kind of want to work a little quickly because Mod Podge tends to dry fast. More glue strands. And so if you want, you can start at one end and work towards the other end. Start at the top or do the top half, put your first two letters down, and then do the bottom half, whatever works best for you. But if you work quickly enough, you can just do this whole space. And again, no need to get right up to the edges at all.
You're not trying to saturate either, so.
No. Just enough to
tack it down a bit.
Yep, evenly distribute the Mod Podge and allow your letters to stick. All right. And since it's spring, I picked some nice colorful letters. And there's really no right or wrong. Just whatever, just kind of eyeball it. Make sure you kind of press it in place so it's not curling up in spots.
And you can add a little bit to the back of your letters as well if you need to.
And we're going to be going over these with Mod Podge again, so just secure them in place. But you have an opportunity to kind of move them around a little bit if you need to.
Yep.
Let's see. I want to move this over a little bit. Really forgiving. I love that we can just up and move things a little bit if we want to.
Yeah, nothing's set in stone yet. So you have time.
Yep, exactly. And I just love how, the papers that you choose will decide kind of the theme that you're going for. Obviously, it can match anything, your decor, a season, all of that kind of stuff. If you want it to look modern, or if you want it to look more rustic or farmhouse, you can.
And you could definitely, cool. Like if the kiddos are helping with this one, they can all pick out their own colors, their own papers, that sort of thing. Oh, you could also do this with like wrapping paper, things like that. It might be a little bit more challenging. Napkins sometimes have all those wonderful prints on them and stuff like that. It makes it a little bit more challenging to work with because the paper's so thin. So the nice thing about the scrap paper is it's pretty forgiving. Like if you need to adjust and move things around.
Exactly. All right. So once you have them all down, kind of good, pressed down, nice and good, you just go over it with another thin layer of Mod Podge. Again, just making sure you don't have any bubbles. I don't know, I'm kind of particular. I like it when at the very end, I kind of go over the strokes in the same direction. So that it kind of unifies the gloss, the finish on it across the whole piece. And at first I was worried, that it wasn't gonna, it was going to look shiny in some spots and not in others. And honestly, when it's done, you can't even tell.
You don't even notice?
No, you don't even notice. You will see the brush strokes on the letters, especially if your Mod Podge is a little bit thick. So that's why you want to have it as thin as you can. But I kind of just, once I have everything covered, I just go back over it in the same direction really lightly, just so that those paint strokes, those brush strokes are all go in the same direction. But I'm an anal perfectionist. I need to have everything be just so. Need to lighten up a little bit. But watch for the V and the E. At least for me, I had them kind of bubble up a little bit in the corners, on the edges. So just want to make sure you get the air out of those letters.
And if you've never worked with Mod Podge before, you'll notice that it's kind of milky. That'll dry clear or dry, that kind of satin. So don't worry if it's kind of changing the colors of things. It won't stay that way.
Right. I'm just pushing down a couple little bubble holes that pop up on my E. All right. Sweet. All right. How's yours coming along?
It's coming. I just got one more letter to secure down.
I love this. You kind of want to keep an eye on it for just a little bit, again, because it may bubble up a little bit, but once you see that everything's completely flat, you're good to go. And then you just give it a little chance to dry. And these just turn out to be so sweet. Oh, Margaret said she loves our St. Patrick's Day bandana and dog treat videos. Oh, thank you so much, Margaret. That means so much. Hi, Vicki. Oh, yeah. Thank you, gals. Really so sweet of you. We have so much fun. And honestly, I know I say this, maybe not as much as I should, but I know I say it often, but it really does mean a lot that you gals and fellas are out there, dog moms and dads are out there, kind of celebrating with us. This is a special day, our 100th episode. The time has gone by so fast. I'm going to tear up if I keep talking about it because it just means so much. You guys all just, the We Heart Hounds family just means so much to us. We do this for our love, not only for pups, but for our love of you guys as well. So thank you for being with us today. I'm so glad you're happy with the things, the videos and the tutorials we bring to you. That's really cool.
And if you have other ideas of things you'd like us to try or do, we would love to hear them. So please share.
All right, ladies. and Al and all the fellows out there. Here you go. Isn't this so cool? This is so sweet. Now it's a little foggy. Let me show you the one that I did before because the Mod Podge hasn't dried. But here's the other one that I did for our tutorial, so I could take pictures and show everybody the step-by-steps. But just so pretty, and you can see the color differences that Hillary and I have done. So I love that we're doing these together to give you an idea of all the different variations of this project that you can do. You can, as Hillary said, I love the idea of using a different colored paint. If you want to do a blue or a green or a yellow, match your child's bedroom, match the corner of where your dog's area is, like where their crate or their bowls are. You could put a whole little dog themed decor area in your house. Just really turns out so neat and so pretty. Yeah. So I hope everybody was inspired today to get out there, go to Dollar Tree. I mean, my goodness, for some scrapbook paper, I got my scrapbook paper at Hobby Lobby. Hillary had hers on hand. So I think I spent maybe $2 on scrapbook paper and $1 for the canvas. And, I already had the Mod Podge, but if you don't, Dollar Tree has a little $1 bottle of Mod Podge you can get for, so for $2 to $3, you can make just the sweetest little home decor sign in honor of our love for pups. Yep. If you want to put a hanger on it, I mean, this would look lovely just sitting on a shelf, but if you want to put a hanger on it, you can hot glue some ribbon or some wire across the top to hang it, or just hammer in a little sawtooth hanger on the back, just so you can hang it on the wall. But regardless, we just think this is the sweetest little project and hope you enjoyed it today.
They turned out so cute.
This was a lot of fun. All right. So everybody's ready and willing, or ready for the winner announcement for our giveaway. So today we have 3 dog bakery treats to celebrate our 100th episode. And the 2 prizes are going to go to Cindy Lovelace and Jessica Chappelle. So thank you so much, gals. I hope I said your names correctly. I will be contacting you directly so that we can get your name and address and all that good stuff, so we can send these out in the mail to you right away. But congratulations, you're the winners of our giveaway today. Yay! I'm so excited for you. And thank you so much for sharing the post and getting it out there and sprinkling the love. Again, it really means so much to us. We do giveaways all the time. So if you're interested in kind of staying in tune and want to know when the next one might be, the best way to do that is to sign up for our newsletter. And Hillary, I think we have a link, right?
We have a link in the description. So you can definitely sign up there, and you'll get notifications about all the fun stuff that we have going on. And also, obviously, if you check out our playlist, we have tons of crafts and recipes and all sorts of fun stuff. And if you know anybody that you think would enjoy this stuff, if you can pass it along, it helps us out a ton if you do that. So we really do appreciate that. And we appreciate you all so much for our 100th episode. It's crazy. And I know.
I'm just like, if I keep talking, I'm going to cry. It's amazing. We truly enjoy these moments with you and want to share everything our love for pups in fun, creative ways. I mean, we all love crafting. We love to, do fun things that are kind of thinking out of the box. And so it's just super fun to be able to, I don't know of another place where you can go do that. So, I mean, it's fun to see other crafts, but in honor of love for pups, this is the place to be. So thank you so much for being with us. Hope we've inspired you to create some fun little doggy love Pawprint artwork. Again, there's a free tutorial. We'll be posting it to our website, wehearthounds.com. So go check that out. You get the free template, all that good stuff. And thank you again so much for everything that all of you do. We really appreciate it. Take care. Thank you, dog. It's Friday. Yay.